Well, here we go again. It's Saturday, June 2nd, and of course, 4th of July weekend, we're going to fire the pit up. So stick around. I'll mention got a little late start this morning. I planned to be about 30 minutes earlier, but when I got ready to come outside, there was a family of deer already out here eating breakfast, so I thought I'd let them eat, and then I'd come out here and light everything up. But let's see if I can do this. That feeder is right back in the woods, right back in there, and I'll throw a little clip in there that the deer that were back there. So stick around. Everything set up. I got the pit lit. Let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what we got going on, and then go get the meat. We're gonna do 2 briskets, 2 pork butts, 2 racks of spare ribs, and a chicken. We got a cook-off coming up in a couple of weeks. We're kind of making a little test run. Also, we've got some friends of ours that took care of all the animals while we were out on vacation. If you subscribe to the channel, you'd seen we went on a cruise and went to West Texas for our Jeep run. So we're gonna cook them up a brisket and pork butt for them also, so I think they'll like it. So let's flip the camera around and I'll show you what we got. So the pit, we just got charcoal in there right now, getting hot, and we are using what we got over here. It's B&B lump charcoal, green bag, which is with hickory in it. And let's see what else. Oh, and the wood we're using today will also be B&B cherry. It's been using it the last couple of times. It comes out pretty good. I like it better than some of the other hardwoods. So we're gonna let it rip and get warmed up here, and I'm gonna go get the meat. Be right back. Alright, we got our meat. So our brisket, we're using 2 Gringos Chupacabra brisket seasonal. It's their brisket magic rub. Pretty good stuff. And for the pork butt, we use the Fiesta brand extra fancy pork rub. And so my lovely bride went during the week. Always there's a tip there for you. Before a holiday weekend, go to the grocery store in the middle of the week instead of waiting on Thursday evening or Friday evening, because it'll get you. Get to go fight with folks, and the meat's already gone through, and you're lucky to find anything, especially like this weekend being the 4th of July weekend, where most people are cooking outside. Most of the meats are gone. The pit's getting hot. It's at 175. The briskets are still kind of warming up, but I'm going to put them on. They can heat up, because as soon as I drop that cherry wood on that pit, it's going to heat up quick. That cherry burns hot, fast. It doesn't stick around long. So we'll go through that whole bag of wood today, trying to get a good smoke on both of these. All of this meat, I should say. So it's been brining and pre-seasoned for about 3 days now in the refrigerator. So I'll move the camera over so you can get a better shot of when I put it on the pit, and I'm gonna give it one more splash of seasoning on everything. Kind of not a dry rub, but another rub, because I'm knocking most of the seasoning off in these bags. So let me move the camera. You can see the juice coming out of that meat. Splash. We're going fat side up on the thick side towards the fire. These were trimmed already, so they're pretty trimmed. There's really nothing on them. butts on here. These are bone-in pork butts, by the way. They also, we've had them coated in mustard and this pork rub for the last couple of days in the refrigerator. So they had a good marinating on them. I can tell you they are not dry. All right, let's put these puppies in bed. I gotta clean that up. Alright, I'm gonna drop it. That's a piece of cherry wood. Look at that sucker. Good Lord, what were they thinking? Alright, now we're gonna get these ribs put on. Same thing. They've been seasoned, sitting in the refrigerator for 2-3 days. They were seasoned with some rib rub, extra fancy, Fiesta brand, and mustard. Coated them all up for 2 days. I didn't do Tony's this time. It was pretty salty, and so we tried to be a little bit more health conscious. Not really. It's just a little too salty. So let me get these ribs thrown up on there. And right now the pit's on this end. We're at 3. Where are we at? Say 315, which will be good for these ribs. I get a good hot sear right off the bat, and then we'll turn the fire down when they get the little sear put on there. But again, I'm gonna hit them with some dry rub once I get them out and up on the pit. I'm gonna go bone side down for the first bit, and then I'll roll them just to get that. I get seared on both sides. It gives it almost like a sear, like you do with a pan on both sides. Get that meat closed up, and then try not to make a mess here. That'll do. I know y'all ain't peeking over there at that brisket. Alright. So when you open the doors like that, of course we dropped the heat, so now we're down to 240 on the back end. This is not a reverse flow. I wish it was, but it's not. So there's no heat plate in the bottom and exhaust on the other end, so it all flows one way. But it's old school. It works, and it ain't eating pellets. July fireworks. Let me show you how fire works. There's the fire. And that's it at work. Bam. You know, a lot of people like to spritz their meat with stuff, you know, apple cider vinegar, soda, water, whatever. That's cute. I like to mop. So we're going to mop these ribs to keep them a little moist on the top before I wrap them up. They're plenty moist. I can see the fat's breaking down. It's juicy as heck, but I'm just going to give them a quick mopping to keep them a little moist on the outside. It's a homemade sauce, so I could give you the recipe. No, I can't. So there we go. Just lightly doing it. I don't want to knock off all my seasoning I put on there earlier, but this will keep it good and moist. Nobody wants a dry rib. I promise you. A little bit more. Again, still the bones down. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. Now I am going to do this. I'm going to hit one of these pork butts with the same sauce. Let's do this one since it's closest. You can see it's breaking down. There's juice going everywhere. It's beautiful. We're going to spice up the bark on the outside just a little bit with this sauce. Briskets up there, boy. Woo. I'll give y'all a closer look on them. Yeah. Somebody out there would say that's money. Yeah. There's a yard pimps cut in half. Cooks a lot faster. Plus, good practicing the competition we have in a couple weeks is turning half chickens. So we are gonna throw them on there now. I put them on the hot end. Fires up to 275. Put the bone end down towards the big heat. I say the bones. I'm putting the dark meat down towards the big heat. Same thing here. Seasoning and butter. Keep it moist as you can. All right, I just probed all the meats, and everything's sitting at 160. The pork butts at 160. The briskets at 156. They got a great bark. I'm gonna flip around and show you that, and then I'm gonna start wrapping them up. But that's what we're looking at. Of course, you can let it go longer, but I like to keep all that moisture, and we got the color we want. Smoke's in there, so let's wrap it. All right, 7 hours later, I'm dropping them, these briskets in the hot box. They were 189 degrees. And we're gonna let them rest.
Well, look at that.
Thank y'all so much.
We just did little ones, but. Oh. Well, these are going to fall apart.
Excuse me. Yep. That's going to be a winner. That's going to wrap up this video. Hope y'all liked it. Hope y'all enjoy the 4th of July weekend. Be sure to like and subscribe.